Hello and welcome back to TheSimplyCa. My name is Alana. On this channel you are going to find both yoga flow videos as well as success and wellness coaching with the flavor of human design. Today we are going to be talking about two of the human design energy types, so if you're interested, stick around, and we are going to get into the generator and the manifesting generator energy type. So combined, the manifesting generator and the generator make up the most number of people in human design systems. So altogether, there's the majority of humans are walking around with a defined sacral, which is what creates the generator and the manifesting generator energy type. For generators, they're responding to the world around them with an uh-huh, an uh-uh, or a nah. It could also be an expansive quality, a contractive quality, or kind of like just neutral, whatever. When something is a uh-huh, that means go for it, go into it, do it, get excited about it. When something is a uh-uh, that means say no to it. If something is a meh or in that neutral place, generators can wait. So give yourself some time. Know that now might not be the right time for it, but in the future, maybe it is. Or ask for some clarity around it. Maybe find out a little bit more information, and then you can really work with your response to know if it's correct for you or not. It might not be correct, or it might just not be correct in this moment. When generators are lit up, their energy is like a magnet and it pulls the world in towards them. They both light themselves up and energize themselves, and they also energize those around them. So being a truly lit up generator impacts both how you operate in the world, but it also makes a massive impact on how others around you operate in their world. So being a lit up generator is truly necessary in this world. When generators are lit up, they're like an Energizer bunny. They have that sacral energy that's a consistent churning energy. It's very grounded, it's very rooted, it's in the second chakra, and it produces this consistent energy chug that a generator gets to use. So once they're lit up, they can just keep going. When a generator is in alignment and they're in flow with their energy, not only is the world coming to them and presenting them with all of these choices to respond to, they also know that they're in flow and in alignment when their response and when their overall sense of themselves is that of satisfaction. So for generators, being satisfied with their life is so key. That is the tool, that is the key that tells you that you're on the right path, that you're doing what you need to be doing. So if you're a generator and you're living in that place of satisfaction, that's exactly what you're looking for. On the other side of things, if you're a generator and you're feeling frustrated with the people around you, frustrated with things not moving quick enough, whatever it happens to be, that means that you're out of alignment. That means that you're out of the flow of your natural energy. So really pay attention to where frustration crops up in your life and begin to ask yourself, what about this situation isn't in alignment? Did I maybe try to initiate something instead of waiting to respond to something, and now I'm pushing against the current of this area of my life? So really be aware of where you're being met with a resistance, and typically that reaction that you're gonna find is that of frustration. The other piece for generators to be really aware of is that they are going to be burnt out if they're doing things that they should do or that they have to do. So if you're a generator and somebody has recognized that you have all of this energy and you trudge along and you get things accomplished and you see things through to completion and you're humming along in your own world, and then they ask you to do something that's out of alignment or that doesn't light you up, and you say yes, that is the quickest route for a generator to feel burnout. So be really mindful that you're saying yes to things that truly light you up, that are exciting to you, that your body is feeling pulled and called to. Otherwise, you might start to feel a little bit of burnout. If you do happen to feel a bit burnt out about something, notice where your body, where your reaction is pulling away. So what in your life, what experiences, what areas, what environments are you in, which people are you around, where you're actually feeling a pulling back? And in those situations, adjust. Ask yourself, do I need to make an adjustment here? What is another way for this to happen? What's a way for this to feel more satisfying? So really be cautious and aware of where you are saying yes to things that are actually not something that you're interested in doing. So now we're going to get into manifesting generators, or MGs, or mangens. They have a whole bunch of different terms. And manifesting generators are similar to the generator. They also have a defined sacral. So that is the core element that keeps these two similar to each other. MGs, as well as the defined sacral, have another energy center that's attached through a direct channel to their throat, which gives them a bit of manifestor energy, which means that they're able to create and really bring things and speak things into reality, very similar to a manifestor, which we will get into in the next video. So if you're liking this content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below, the notification bell, and you will be notified every single time I post a new video, whether it be human design coaching or whether it be yoga. Because manifesting generators have that ability to speak things into reality, and they have that ability to initiate, sometimes they get a little bit confused between what's generator and what's manifestor. So the true fundamental of the manifesting generator is to respond to the world around them. The second most important decision maker in the human design system is the sacral. And both manifesting generators and generators are the only two types that have a defined sacral. And so it's the most important element for MGs, unless they're emotional authority, which we'll get into in another video, so stay tuned. Unless they're an emotional authority, it is so important for MGs to listen to that sacral response. And for an MG, that can be really challenging because they have the ability to jump from one thing to the next and to get it done quickly. So that can cause a little bit of burnout when they're bouncing and saying yes to absolutely everything because it all lights them up and it's always so exciting, or they're just saying yes because they have the energy to do it, instead of
waiting, pausing, listening
for that sacral response. And once that sacral response gives them the then they act on it. Once a manifesting generator gets that sacral response, that that pull towards something, at that time, they get to start moving extremely quickly. So an MG is going to
get the they're gonna get in, they're gonna do whatever they wanna do with that, they're gonna learn whatever they wanna learn with it, and then they're gonna get out and go to the next thing.
Manifesting generators are more like hummingbirds. They bounce from one thing to the next. They're always on the go. They're always moving to the next thing. So if you're a manifesting generator, if you get that take it and go. Run with it. Use that energy. Initiate. Get moving. Once you get that just like with generators, MGs, when they're lit up, when they're on the go, when everything is going smoothly for them, the world comes to them. They start to be given all of these presentations, and it's up to them to check in with that sacral response and go and once you get that, go for it. Now, one of the challenges that MGs will sometimes face is because they are truly these multitaskers, because they move very quickly, because they act and initiate and create in a very quick succession, and they bring things into the world and they pull it all together. Sometimes that means that there are things that get missed, which for an MG might be totally fine. Personally, there are things that I don't care I have to go back and re-edit or revisit or whatever it happens to be. I'm just excited to get it out and get it into the world. However, it's a really important piece for MGs to know if you are the CEO of your own company, or if you are an employee and your work requires a certain level of detail. If that's the case for you, it's really important for you to be aware that you might need to circle back and pay a little bit more attention to something. Or if you have the ability and the capacity, or if you have the decision-making power, get someone else who has more interest in what you do and in the detail, and allow them to take on the role of the detailed piece of whatever you're doing. So your job gets to be get excited, respond, get excited, initiate whatever it happens to be. And then once you've done your piece of it and you're moving on to the next shiny flower, someone else is able to come in and they're able to finish up the detailed work of it. When an MG is in flow and in alignment, they know that they're in flow, they're in alignment, and that the world is coming to them because they feel a sense of ease. So it's that combination of the generator's satisfaction with the manifestor's peace. And when an MG is out of alignment and they're out of flow with the world around them and with their design, they will feel impatient, which is the combination of the generator's frustration and the manifestor's anger. So when they're in flow, they're going to feel that sense of ease. They might also feel that sense of satisfaction and that sense of peace. And when they're out of flow, they're going to feel that impatience, and they might feel that sense of frustration, and they might feel that sense of anger. I already talked a little bit about MGs burning out through saying yes to things that might be exciting to them, but they haven't waited for that sacral response. One of the other elements of the manifesting generator is boredom. So if the world isn't presenting options, or if they're not responding to the world around them, manifesting generators can burn out and they can see their creativity fizzle. So it's really important for MGs to put themselves in environments that are correct for them and give themselves the space to receive information so that they can respond to the world around them. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go out and be with all the humans. This might be listening to a podcast, reading a book, watching YouTube videos, having a conversation with a friend. It might even be sitting at a coffee shop. It doesn't have to be massive events or anything along those lines. It can be put yourself in a position where you're getting some kind of stimulation so that you're able to get a reaction to something that's happening around you. Now, really quickly, I want to go through how there can be a little bit of miscommunication and misunderstanding between generators and manifesting generators, because they are so similar. And for a long time in human design, manifesting generators were just considered this subset of generator, but our energy is completely different, and how we interact with the world around us is very different. We both have that defined sacral. We both have to wait to respond to the world around us. And yet, once we respond, we behave so differently. So when a generator responds to the world, they dive deep into it. They see something through until completion. They want to know the depths of what it is that they're learning about or what it is that they're lit up by. They dig in. You can see this in master's programs, in PhD programs, in postdoctorate programs. Those are generators truly lit up by what it is that they're studying. Manifesting generators, on the other hand, once we're lit up by something, we go, we jump in, we learn enough, we learn what we need to know, and then we move on to the next thing. We might leave things unfinished in our wake. One of the jokes about manifesting generators is having about 5 books on the go. I have no idea how many books I have on the go. So MGs are able to do and accomplish multiple things. They can get so much done, and they can bounce all over from one to the next, and they can accomplish so much in one lifetime. And they can study so many different things in one lifetime at a surface level. So things like Cole's Notes, things like multiple tabs on internet browsers, things like having a reader instead of books so that MGs can read multiple different books at once. Those are the things that MGs love. I'm super curious if you're a manifesting generator or a generator. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think was created for, designed by a generator, or created for, designed by a manifesting generator? I'm so curious to know what other ideas people have that can showcase the difference between how generators and MGs behave and react to the world. So as we wrap up this video, what I wanted to accomplish in sharing this information and clumping the energy types together is to bring an awareness of where each one of us really lights up, where each one of us creates our impact in the world, and how our unique energy helps us to do that. And also bring awareness to our differences, because human design is all about bringing awareness to the differentiation between each and every one of us, and acknowledging that we're all here to be a piece of a larger puzzle. We're all necessary pieces of that puzzle. And by each one of us living our design, we bring our unique piece. And we bring our unique gift and our energy, and that energy serves those around us. And at the same time, if we're unaware of these differences, we get really confused and frustrated and annoyed with people who aren't doing things the way that we do them. And I especially see that between generators and manifesting generators, and between projectors and manifestors. There's a lot of misunderstanding that happens between these very similar types. And so that's why I wanted to group these together and really bring awareness not only to the energy type, but also to the differences that they have between each other. So in the next video, we are going to be talking about projectors and manifestors, as well as the lovely special group, the reflectors. Not that every group isn't special. So if you are excited for the next one, please hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell to get notified when I post the next video.